when I said that going to the Severn Valley Railway was the furthest north I've ever been? Well, I think this one is a return to the furthest south I've ever been. The United Kingdom. England. The County of Dorset. This adventure began on the Isle of Purbeck, which isn't actually an island, it's a peninsula, in the town of Wareham, where the Northern Railway Station marks the northwestern end of the Swanage Railway. We were met with 2 cranes parked on a siding at the station. I didn't realise this at first, but these are self-propelled cranes, meaning they are able to move on their own without a locomotive pulling them. This one in particular is known as fucking Big Crane Number 1. I am being completely serious, that is actually what it's referred to by the railway. Here's the proof, don't blame me. Behind fucking Big Crane Number 2, we have yet another BR Class 08 diesel shunter. I'm never going to be able to avoid these guys, am I? Class 08s are literally everywhere in this country. I couldn't move any further along here because, as is tradition in this series, I was threatened by a sign. This one actually felt quite friendly compared to the ones on the other railways, because it was able to maintain some self-control and not launch a personal targeted attack against my finances. How nice. We didn't have to wait too long before the engine of the day arrived. Behold, 257 Squadron, a Battle of Britain class locomotive. I was so happy to see this one, as it's the same class as Rebecca from Thomas and Friends. That's another locomotive ticked off my wish list. Here it is swapping to the other end of the train, ready to pull it backwards towards Swanage. And with 257 Squadron all ready to reverse down the line, off we went towards the coast. Yay! And by the way, the windows actually clean this time as they were cleaning them off while we were waiting to leave. They must have learned from my previous videos. soon after leaving that we were passing through the Corfe Castle station. I didn't even have time to pull out the camera. We can't see the castle itself from this side, but we will see it on the way back, promise. Next stop, Harmon's Cross. Is it just me, or do all the railway stations in the UK look pretty much the same? They've all got like the same architecture. This is Hurston Holt, but we aren't stopping here today. Look at those sheep running away! Aww! 257 Squadron is too scary for them. Aww! And here we are at the end of the line at Swanage Station. Platform's on the other side of the train, by the way. Once we were off the train, 257 Squadron wasn't wasting any time moving back to the other end of the train, ready to head back to Wareham. Bye! After visiting the gift shop and spending an irresponsible amount of money, I'll show you what I got when I get home. We had a little look around the town, knowing that the sea had to be somewhere close by. And of course, this being the Jurassic coast, there were dinosaurs everywhere. It literally only took a 90-degree turn to the right from where I was to finally see it, the English Channel. Oh, hello there, Olive White. I hear you have a heritage railway. After having a look around town and grabbing a bite to eat, we found that 257 Squadron was back again, getting ready to take us back to Wareham. I was a bit too late to properly see it, of course, but we got to hear the engine getting a nice drink from the water tower. I don't blame you, 257 Squadron. It is pretty hot today. Well, then again, every day is hot in my opinion. Once we were off, the wind finally died down enough for the camera to actually pick up some noise we want to hear as opposed to just deafening wind. I told you we'd see Corfe Castle, but there's an even better shot coming up of it. Just my luck that there's scaffolding around it, though. Once we were back in Wareham, there was time for one last photo shoot with 257 Squadron before heading home. It even did a little bit of a ski on the rails to bid us farewell. And with that, 257 Squadron's off to pull their next train. Maybe we'll see them again in a future video. You never know. Bye! I promised, I delivered. Here's all the stuff I got from the gift shops I visited on the Swanage Railway. You may notice that all but 2 of these things were intended for a specific purpose. Yes, I am in the very early stages of making my own model railway. Yes, I am planning on featuring it in videos and on my streams. No, I don't know when that will be. I'm literally in the barely started phase. You can't expect too much out of it just yet. Speaking of not knowing when something will be, it might be a little while before my next adventure to a heritage railway. As with summer on its way, the temperatures are rising, and anyone who knows me knows that I struggle significantly in the heat. Heck, it was kinda hot this adventure, and it was only like 18 degrees that day. Oh well, roll on autumn. And as always, thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye! It literally only took a 90-degree turn to the right from where I was to find— Fuck you, phone!